What's up, guys? It's Patrick here, back recovering from a cold, and I am bringing you another top 5. Now, this episode is going to be covering, since there were so many requests after the top 5 easiest, the top 5 hardest maps in Call of Duty Zombies. Before the video, though, I do want to give a quick shout out to 2Pro Games, or Adam. We had a bet a long time ago that he couldn't pack a punch all guns on Mob of the Dead. Very, very hard challenge, and he has actually done it. So if you guys want to go over, check out his channel. He does zombies very, very similar to my content. So if you like me, you'll definitely like him. Link in the description, go subscribe to him. Now let's get into this. This is the top 5 hardest maps in Call of Duty Zombies. Coming in at number 5, we have Shangri-La. Now this has always been really a notorious map for me. It's always definitely difficult, and there's some parts to it I gotta admit that are easy, which is kind of why it's only at 5, but there are definitely parts at times in this map when you are like, oh my god, what is going on here? This is crazy. The starting is always like, it's just, you always have those moments where you just have stupid downs because it's such a close quarters map. You always get either the napalm zombie or the screecher zombie coming in really early. You don't have any guns. You got to unload all your ammo on them. You got the monkeys coming in. A lot of things that just make this map difficult. Now, although it is difficult, I find, and it is close quarters, you can always set up, and it becomes quite easy because you get your PhD with the pack-a-punch pistols, and it becomes quite an easy map. It's really similar to same field of Buried. It's close quarters, but if you pull out your pistols, you just shoot away, and it's very, very hard to die. So although this is more so, it's a hard startup, and although it is easy if you get set up really well with like the JGB and Mustang and allies, the setup is usually quite hard, and that's why it comes in at number 5. At number 4, we have Verruckt, and I gotta say, this is probably the most close quarters map in all of Zombies, hands down. It is so small, so tight. It's bigger than some maps, but it is just ridiculous. Verruckt is crazy. Every single hallway is about 2 zombies wide, so it is just crazy. It is one of those maps that is really crazy and really difficult to get to a high round on solo. You have, in the Black Ops 1 version, you have the freeze gun, which is some help. Not really. You have like a ray gun, which is probably going to kill you, again, because it's so close quarters, you don't have PhD. Training is quite difficult. As 4 players go, it's a little bit easier. You can do a really nice camping method using the traps, but even so, it still makes for an incredibly, incredibly hard map that, man, I don't even think I've made it to around 25 on this map. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. You got to do a full map train, really, is really the only sensible way you could do it, unless you're like Jesus. It's just a hard map that I really do not find fun to attempt. At number 3, we have Nuketown Zombies from Black Ops 2, and this is just one of those maps that, man, it's going to put you through the ringer. You have to be a skilled Zombies player to play on this. Number 1, you can't camp. You cannot camp on Nuketown Zombies. There's that one spot with the drop that you open the door up for like 3,000 points. You can kind of camp there, but not really. Not easily, not well. This map, you have to train. You literally have to train. There are so many spots where the zombies come out. There's no feasible area that you can go where you can camp. It's really, really crazy, and they did that on purpose. There's no barriers or anything like that. Number 2, no wonder weapons. So you got a ray gun, but once you get into the high rounds where the ray gun Mark II even doesn't do anything, you have to rely on just your skills. You can't have a backup plan where you just pull out your thunder gun or anything like that. If you get trapped, you're dead. There's no backup plan. Really, really relies on skill there. And lastly, man, you don't know what you're getting your perks, so you got to really be prepared to make it to round 10 quite regularly without getting jugged, which is, you definitely have to be a skilled player to do. So Nuketown Zombies is one of those maps that is so much fun. I love the challenge in it, but I gotta say, if you're not a skilled player, you're gonna have a tough time making it to round 30. Coming in at number 2, we have the original bare bones World at War map, Noctur Untoten. And this is one of those maps, man, that if you're not a good player, a very skilled player, you're not making it to even round 20, let alone 30s, 40s, 50s. This map is difficult. So let's look at what you're lacking here. Perks, decent wonder weapon. For those of you who don't know, I should mention that the ray gun is just not even viable because it has so much splash damage. You got nothing. I mean, no perks, no pack-a-punch, no wonder weapons, no monkey bombs. We're talking, of course, obviously World at War version. Ridiculously hard map. No second chances if you go down. No perks of any nature. You got 3 rooms. You got 2 guns. Good luck, man. Good luck. I hope you're a good trainer. The only thing that makes this map not number 1 is the fact that the zombies will not swipe you unless you stop. So if you're constantly moving, they have to stop and then swipe. So really, if you're good, it's very easy. I got to be honest. But if you're not, man, you can't do it. It's either something you can do or you can't. And for most players, man, they can't. Hard map, just so bare bones. Definitely deserves a spot at number 2. And coming in at number 1 on our list of top 5 hardest maps in Call of Duty Zombies, guys, it's gotta be 5. So 5, you may be wondering, like, really, Patrick, you're going with 5 for this? Yeah, I actually am. So here's the thing with 5. It's a very, very close quarters map, and there is no one-hit kill wonder weapon. So by about round 30, if you're playing with more than one person, it's really difficult because you gotta have one person training, but the other 3 can't train. There's only one area to train, down in the lower area section, the bottom, the middle floor. There's no really good spot for the other players to go, so they got to go in the elevators up and down. It's really, really hard. The guy training has no like backup plan if he gets stuck, which trust me, he will quite a bit because, like I said, it's so close quarters. So this map is just a really difficult time. And although it's not a hard map to make it to, let's say, around 30, which I'm sure everyone's like, oh, I can do, try making it to around 50 on 5. Tell me how that goes. The thing with this map is, for most people, like, they think like, oh, 5's not that bad. Round 50, man, you got to be skilled, and it takes forever. No wonder weapon. You got the Pentagon Thief. Man, the setup can be difficult too, but it's just getting to a high round on this thing. Like all these other maps we're looking at, it's hard, but getting to a high round, if you're a good player, you can do it. Most it's like Nocturne Totem's perfect example. Once you get to like a certain skill level, it's super easy. There's no like skill level that you can get to and it gets easy. It's just hard all the way through. You're never going to get to 50. So hardest map by far.